Hey, what's happening? Welcome to DrBringit's Street Fighting Guide to Getting Ripped. This is the fourth and final part, and we're going to talk about exercise. Okay, there are many myths about exercise and weight loss. Okay, I, for one, was a person who just believed in hardcore work. Just work my butt off, run as many times as I can a day, per week, just put in mileage, and that's what's going to make me lose weight. That approach to weight loss is actually counterproductive, believe it or not. Okay, science now proves, and again, please do your due diligence and talk to your local fitness practitioner, okay? But gaining lean muscle is actually the secret to burning fat and low-level activity, low-level cardio. So by running your butt off out there is actually counterproductive in the sense that you're burning muscle. Okay, when you run, okay, wear a heart rate monitor. Okay, and anything that's like above 165 beats per minute, you are actually going to be using your cardio system that's more like aerobic. Okay. And what happens is your body uses glycogen, okay, as fuel when you go in this rate. Anything above 165, actually anything above like 150 is probably in your aerobic rate already, and you're going to be primarily using glycogen for energy. But what happens is when you run out of that glycogen, your body starts to burn protein, and it taps into muscle. Okay, your body actually does not tap into the fat. Okay, because it recognizes that your body is working at such a high rate. Your heartbeat is going at 160, like let's say over 150. So your body needs this quick acting energy, which is the glycogen and the protein. Okay, you're never giving your body the chance to tap into the fat because you're doing too much work. Your body actually only taps into the fat after 10 minutes of doing a low-level activity. Okay, so after 10 minutes of like warming up, okay, doing something low-level, let's say maybe like either walking or even jogging. Again, if you're wearing a heart rate monitor, anything under, let's say, 130, okay, everyone based on their age has their own target, like heart rate, okay. Mine is like 130, okay, so look it up, you could find out what your target heart rate is for fat burning, okay. But anyway, the idea is to stay under this, this fat burning max, okay, which is, let's say, 130 for me. And I want to stay there and sustain it for at least 40 minutes. I try to do like 45, okay? But the whole point is that the first 10 minutes you're burning glycogen, which is the carbs that you eat. And then after 10 minutes, then your body starts to figure out that it's doing just something that's low level, okay? So after 10 minutes of this low level activity, it starts tapping into the fat. After 10 minutes of a low-level activity, okay? And after 10-minute mark, your body is actually burning both fat and glycogen, mostly glycogen, and then secondly fat. So after about 30 minutes of this low-level activity, your body just gets the hint and switches completely over to the fat as the primary source of energy. So after, let's say, 34 minutes, I think it is, your body is burning nothing but fat, given that you stay under this threshold. Now, what does that say? It means that whatever you're doing is going to be pretty boring, to be quite honest with you. If you're jogging, you have to be going at least 34 minutes before you burn purely fat for energy. So that's why when you, I'll refer you to a book called The Running Book by Jeff Galloway. Excellent book, but it also talks about this, about this running program and staying under your threshold, under your, within this fat burning threshold, this range. Okay, you don't want to go over it, because once you do, then you're not going to be using fat as the primary source, and you're going to be using a lot of carbs and glycogen, which leaves a lot of that lactic acid as the waste, and that's why you get that burn in the muscle. But fat burns very cleanly. That's why when you're using just fat, your muscles aren't going to feel that lactic acid buildup, that waste product, when you burn glycogen, okay? And you can go for longer distances. That's really the secret to long distance running, okay? So read up on that book. It's a very interesting book, but it'll teach you about, about those different things, about how hard you should be going, how often you should be running, and that's it. So again, just to sum it up, I would say you want to make sure that whatever you're doing in the gym, you're not really pumping your heart rate up to above that threshold. Okay, you wanna start a workout, like a resistance training program, to actually build more muscle. You want to build lean muscle so that you increase your metabolism. So the more muscle that you have, your body needs more energy to sustain that muscle, and it's going to be burning more of that fat just as you just sit around. Okay, so the more muscle that you have in your body, the higher the metabolism that you have, and the more fat you'll be burning off, while you're just hanging out and not doing anything. Okay, so I will come out with a DrBringit's workout series where I'm going to show you all the workout routines that I do. I do a 4-day workout routine, maybe 5 days if I feel up to it. But I'll share with you, in my next series. And then that's it. If you do have any questions, please reach out to me. And I hope this video series worked. Now I hope that this gives you insight, some motivation in starting your program. I wish you well. Talk to you soon.